Popeyes.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome back. Season 5, the No Sauce Podcast with Kyle, Danny, and John. See, it's not that hard, Kyle.
I had a script all ready to read.
It's not that hard.
I've been watching the New Heights podcast with Travis and
New News.
Those guys are awesome. Like, that's a great podcast. I'm not gonna lie. They have some good stuff on there. So yeah. Anyways, welcome season 5, episode 1, post Christmas, New Year, start of a new year per se of the No Sauce podcast. So make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button as you listen to this. We appreciate the support. But here we are, January 6th. We won't go into details what this day can technically significantly mean from way back when. Did you see that they sang God Bless America tonight on the steps of the U.S. Congress building? Like,
that's great. That's great.
I mean, I'm sorry. That's funny. I have to point that out. Like, that's hilarious that they sang God Bless America. But yet,
hold on. Are we talking about Happy Insurrection Day?
Yeah, and the Democrat leaders on the Capitol building, the steps of the Capitol, were singing "God Bless America." I wish I had the video. I should have saved it, but like
they were probably flying Venezuelan flags that they're happy about their country too, but thinking they're pissed. So yeah,
when both, and I don't know how deep down political we want to go, but when Obama was in office, he marked them as a terrorist state. And when Biden was in office, he wanted to overthrow.
He put a $25 million bounty on the dude's head.
Like, what are we doing? And hold on, real quick, and to get us away from the politics so we don't get shut down, I just want to call out this pile of stuff back here. This is Christmas candy. We got home a couple days ago, and my wife decided to throw this all on my desk. So this is not actually
candy.
mine.
That looks like Ricola, like cough drops
and Tums. We got Tums.
Ricola. I'm the old guy.
Oh my gosh.
Beef jerky. Arguably the best candy out there.
It is. Hey, I'll go with that. It almost looks like
Reese's Sticks.
That's
survival kit.
We're going to do the top 10 of our favorite candy bar. Like we have to.
Yeah, but, I agree.
Speaking of
anything Reese's,
I think I have to ask this, and I told Heather I was going to ask you this because I did ask you in a text. You don't post any pictures on your Facebook from your trip to Kansas, but you post 2 pictures of you guys at Disneyland. But then you said you weren't at Disneyland. What's that all about? Like, tell me the mindset behind that.
A couple things. First off, I didn't post any new pictures. I was just on my profile and noticed, crap, those photos of me and my family are old. So I just went through stuff that I'd already uploaded previously and just changed my profile and whatever the other picture is. So that was it. You were like the 3rd or 4th person of like,
why don't you just Disneyland with you and your family in your like Christmas pajamas and post that? That's the most recent photo you could have had.
We have some
Christmas photo.
We have a couple pictures of those, but they didn't turn out well. Like the lighting was horrible. It was just bad. It was bad.
And scrolling through the pictures, be like, no.
I was going through it, and I was like, nope. I looked fat there. Nope, not that one. Oh, look, my 3rd chin's there. Nope, not that one. No, yeah, I did, and I didn't want to change my profile to just one of my kids, because then the other ones will give me a hard time. Oh, you love them so much more than me.
The thing is, when you posted those, I was like, of course he would go to Disneyland for Christmas since he goes to Disneyland like every other month.
I haven't been for a while. But that being said, Kyle,
3 or 4 people text you and ask you if you were in Disneyland because they know.
Because I used to
for Disneyland.
It's fair, but to that end, in a week from tomorrow, I will be pulling in the afternoon to my Disney World hotel.
Oh, so now you're going to Disney. You're upgrading to Disney World.
Just the wife and I.
Shit, you ought to swing over and watch the Ducks play a national championship a few days later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be the game of the weekend. Like it's gonna be the best out of those two semifinals. I think is that Oregon Indiana game. It's unfortunate though that it's a rematch where instead of like making that a rematch for the national title, it just worked out that way. But
I think it's going to be the national title game. Whoever wins that game, I think, is going to win it all.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Ole Miss is a dynasty, not a dynasty, but like that's the Cinderella story, right? Like,
yeah, they are. I got them in the other semifinal, but I mean, he's one weak ankle away from not being him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That team, he ain't doing miracles. That team ain't succeeding. That's just the way they roll, right? He's a great talent, great quarterback, but.
So here's the question: if Ole Miss wins it all, does Lane Kiffin get a national championship ring?
He gets a bonus. He gets a gigantic bonus.
Does he really?
Yes. He's already gotten a bonus for his first bowl win.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about Whittingham leaving?
What you guys would know a little better than I, so I'll just jump in real quick and let you guys cipher that. I mean, you know a lot more of the inner workings of, the Utah side of things, but I think obviously he left with something still in the tank, and it's really, really interesting the date that he decides to leave and the date that there becomes a coaching vacancy. I believe it was December 8th and 9th. The dude gets arrested on the 8th, and on the 9th, he's like, you know what? I'm kind of tired of this. And I don't know whether it was he was tired of the AD or just burn out there. I mean, he'd been there for a minute, 16, 17 years, something like that.
There's part of me that thinks that he was already out. Like he wasn't going to coach next season. And he was just kind of waiting for things to settle. He was going to use his name, get through maybe the transfer portal, help bring some kids in, and then duck off. No pun intended.
That was good. I like what you did.
My theory is it was kind of a forced out, like get out type deal because of that new private equity group coming in. Mark Harlan, wasn't the guy that hired him, so he's not a fan, whatnot. And I think he was kind of pushed out because they wanted to go a different direction with this private equity. And so he stepped down on his own terms, but I think there was that urging that, hey, we're ready to move on and move in a different direction. I don't think the Michigan opening, I don't think he knew about that, that was going to happen. I just think it's the way it played out there. But I think it was more he was kind of nudged out of his position so they could go a different direction.
Well, and I think he was, and I absolutely agree with that. And I think he was on the way out, but I think that the reason he jumped when he jumped was because of the Michigan opening. I think he was ready to kind of ride out the rest of the year, ride off in the sunset, and okay, we'll see what our options are. But when that Michigan job opened like that, I just think that's you can't be you can't be in that guy's head. Like, first of all, I question that. Like, why are you wanting to jump in the middle of that? But maybe that's how he's wired. Because I mean, he's obviously if he ain't got no skeletons in the closet and everything's clean, like maybe he was the right guy for that program, and he felt like that was the next challenge. And when you're at programs for as long as you are, much like John Harbaugh today, that just happened, right? Like, so when you're at programs for so long, things get stale a little bit. You all love each other, everything's all great, but you just wonder how much longer Mike Tomlin's there, just because of that type of thing. Like, you're good, but you're not great. You're not winning championships, and so maybe there's a little bit of that there. But I wish him well, and it's going to be interesting. But it ain't going to be a direct turnaround. It's going to take a minute because I guarantee recruiting has suffered substantially.
Well, he got a big thing today where Bryce Underwood decided to stay at Michigan. So
that's good.
That's a big first step right there to keep that that freshman quarterback. So he's going to be good too. You talked about the skeletons in the closet. I thought it was funny. People were talking on Twitter like they were going into Kyle Whittingham's Instagram to see when the last time it was that he posted on Instagram, which was like 12 years ago.
Right. 3 posts or something, like 3 total posts.
And the girls are just his family, like his wife and his daughter, and daughter and mom, stuff like that. He doesn't have those issues like Sharon did. Is it Sharon? Yeah, Sharon did. So it was just funny how that all played out. It just.
Can we have a Big Ten program without scandal? I mean, think about it. Penn State, Jopa, everything that went on there. You got Urban Meyer at Ohio State.
Who was the guy that came after him? What was his name? The coach that led them to the national title over Miami.
Tressel. Jim Tressel.
There was a scandal there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Pat Fitzgerald, getting fired at Northwestern. I can't remember what that was. What was the Oregon one?
There's not one there. That's what I'm saying. He said, "Can we find a Big Ten program?"
For like 2 years, so it doesn't really count. Come on. We're talking about true Big Ten.
I love all the Utah fans around here being like, "Oh, well, Kyle's going to the Big Ten. Utah's going to be there soon."
No, they're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. No.
Like, go prove yourself in the Big 12 before you think about greener pastures. And that was a conversation that I had with a buddy, was where things are at with some of these programs at NMI and NIL. Jay Hill leaving. Is it really that big of a step up at Michigan? With what's going down in NIL, like
maybe
these blue bloods, are they really
significantly? It is to be in the Big Ten, yeah. But on the flip side of that, seeing all and Danny hasn't seen it because he doesn't follow BYU or anything like that. But
I do.
Isaiah Glasker announced today that he's coming back. Parker Kingston announced that he's coming back. Satuala, that DB safety that they said could be a second round draft pick, is coming back. Like all these guys,
a lot of the
we're going to go with Jay Hill to Michigan, have all basically said they're coming back. They post on their socials that they're coming back. So
when that was the disheartening thing, is that so I was talking with one of the linemen at BYU, and I was like, "How you guys feeling?" He's like, "It's like we're good. Like we're ready to run this thing back. Like we have unfinished business." And I'm like, Jay Hill, apparently was part of some of the conversations, and he was all in, like, "Yeah, we got unfinished business." Then you need to go to Michigan. Like, I know it's like a great opportunity, probably a lot of money, but like, don't you want to prove something?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think BYU could be tough next year with re-signing all that stuff. I feel the same with Dante Moore, right? Like, why are you going to try to jump in the NFL draft? You're still going to get paid this next year. You're just going to improve your draft stock, and if you don't win it this year, or even if you do, run it back.
Yeah. But you think about it too. I think a lot of guys are more incentivized to stay that last year than to jump ship, because they could make more in this last year than they could if they are second, third, fourth, fifth round draft pick.
Rookie,
right?
Rookie contracts aren't bad.
Year coming back where they're more mature, they're a little bit stronger, whatever. Now they've improved their draft stock where they can make more money. So
agreed.
I think it's the same thing in basketball. Baseball's not necessarily that way, but like basketball and football, college sports that's what it's going to turn into.
Yep. And then if you don't get drafted, just go join the G League and come back and play college basketball next season.
Yeah. Okay, Danny, I got a question for you. Since we all watched the playoff, we watched the Texas Tech Oregon game. Well, I know you were happy about that.
Some of us didn't.
Hey, I was at the have we talked since I was at the JMU game?
We haven't talked since then, but I want to get your thoughts on this. So a buddy of mine in our Ward Fantasy Football group chat goes off. He's a big Ducks fan. He's a homer. He's, Oregon dominated Texas Tech, both sides of the ball, blah, blah, blah. And here's the thing. The score shows that Oregon dominated. Like, the defense was really good.
Late points. That was a lot of late points, but go ahead.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the stats don't show that, right? Like Texas Tech could move the ball a little bit, but 4 turnovers. One was in the end zone. One was deep in their own territory, which led to one of the touchdowns, right? So Texas Tech's defense was actually pretty good against the Ducks.
Pretty good. Go ahead, finish, and then I'll get into it. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, they were pretty good considering all the horrible spots and the fact that they were on the field for 3/4 of the game because the Texas Tech offense couldn't sustain things. Like,
so before Danny answers, I just want to show the similarity between BYU's second game against Texas Tech, or Matt game. It was the same thing. BYU's defense had a minute, but the offense had those late game issues with turnovers, and Texas Tech pulled away. So from what I saw in the highlights and stuff, because again, I held strong to what I said here a couple weeks ago. I watched one game.
Where's the newspaper?
One game only.
Where's the newspaper? That's all I wanted to see, John. I expected you out of spite to bring a freaking newspaper. Sorry.
Okay, hand up. I didn't get a newspaper. My bad. But I only watched one game. And I will count only one game because I did go to Buffalo Wild Wings. There were other games on, but they were on until the BYU game came on, and then partway through the BYU game, the Charger game came on, who my brother-in-law is fans of. So I only watched one game, held true to my word. Screw you, ESPN. Anyway, sorry, Danny, your answer to Kyle's question.
First of all, man, Texas Tech's defense is for real, dude. That Bailey, that guy is a man. If he ain't a top 5 pick, I don't know why. Yeah. Like that guy did work. That front four that they as advertised, man. They did a great job. I really thought I'd see a little bit more out of Rodriguez. I don't know whether we schemed directly against him because he was kind of a non-factor a little bit. Excuse me. I thought we fumbled some opportunities, but no. I think Texas Tech was definitely a formidable opponent. I was really surprised. No, I don't want to say surprised. I was really ecstatic that our defense has taken the leaps and bounds that they have taken, because our defense, I mean, they look like the real deal. And that was a very high-powered offense all year long. They weren't able to establish the run. They weren't able to, bust the top off of it or anything like that. So, I was really impressed with what Oregon did. But yeah, Texas Tech, I think, definitely belonged there. I think we must have done some things that really got into Baron Morton's head, because he didn't look quite right. He looked confused. And maybe you can credit that to Oregon's defense, the way that whatever they look. But, I like where Oregon's at right now, because defensively, we're definitely not the same football team that we were the first time we faced Indiana.
Well, see, and the one thing I hate is everybody kind of comparing JMU scoring however many points they did against Oregon.
That was like
not understanding that like Oregon had the majority of its backups in the second half when all that was happening, and the game was out of reach anyways. Like I'm not saying that Texas Tech offense wasn't poor. They were not prepared for whatever Oregon was going to throw at them. I don't know. I don't even say that it was the layoff, because we saw Indiana score easily against Alabama. Georgia scored quite a bit on Ole Miss. And so I don't want to say it was the rust. It's just, like you said, something wasn't clicking with Baron Morton. It's like once he got taken down the first time, it felt like he was just twinkle toes and just couldn't figure out his feet. I don't know. It was really weird, and they never really got their run game going either. So,
and I was scared shitless. I mean, first play of the game, we dropped back, and I mean, Dante Moore goes down, and I was like,
yeah,
I'm not going to want to talk about this on the podcast, but glad things kind of leveled out a little bit and ended up how they did. But no, I mean, Texas Tech, I mean, the real deal. I don't know. And maybe it's one of those things where, they're new to the national stage, and that happens. And that used to happen to Oregon all the time, man. Like, I mean, we, do well, and this is even, before the recent days, we do well, and then just get to that big stage and kind of crumble a little bit until you figure out, because there is a lot of things that goes into these, right? With travel, practice schedules, 9 a.m. game on the East Coast. That's, I mean, we talked about it on here before.
What do you think? This is for both of you. What do you think about Lanning's comments about, after championship week, that's when the playoffs should start, and it should go every Saturday with
1,000%.
the national championship being at the Rose Bowl on January 1st.
1,000%. I think it shouldn't end. It should be the Rose Bowl.
I think that's a big overhaul that they need to do. Again, in a 2-year span, 7 out of 8 of those quarterfinal winners played the week before.
Yeah.
7 out of 8. Like it's got to be something. There's something said there, to have. I think it was almost 3 weeks, 4 weeks off before Texas Tech and then play.
Yeah.
Like that.
Absolutely. Especially if you don't play in your conference championship game.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, I like the idea of having conference championships, but I could see those going away.
I don't think
those going away entirely.
There's too much money in those games.
Yeah,
too much
many TV deals. But you could immediately, like, you get rid of those. Like we've talked about, those week 1 or 0 garbage games. Start that season that weekend, and you just don't finish.
That's what should happen. Is it should be right then and there. Right. Like maybe you have a Wednesday or a Thursday kickoff. That's like the official start. But most games should be boom that weekend.
Saturdays. They should be on Saturdays. This 14, 10, 7 days. Like it's comical almost. It's almost like people are throwing darts at a damn board. Like, would you guys put some football people on these boards so they can make a little bit of common sense decisions, and even with the transfer portal and school starting and all like that,
and that's the thing that doesn't make sense. Like transfer portal, that all that stuff should be wrapped up. You should have basically a week and a half to 2 weeks of transfer portal, because if you look at when the championships are
after the final college football game played.
Agreed, but it's got to be you've got to move that championship game up to maybe New Year's Day. And then you've got a week after that game where people have to make decisions, because schools start back up that second or third week of January.
I mean, I understand for coaching, but even if you open up the last weekend of December, and the players can still play. Mm-hmm. I mean, why does a player, like, there's that Jamil dude just entered the portal from Oregon, their number 3 running back. And he entered the portal. I understand he wants to go somewhere else, but he ain't working out till March. So why can't he finish at Oregon? It's that's different from a Lane Kiffin type of a deal. That's 2 completely different discussions, right? But why would a player not play, especially if you're in the playoff? You know what I'm saying? I understand if you're playing in the Tony the Tiger Bowl or whatever. Like, I ain't getting hurt. I'm moving on. I want to be relevant in my next program, but. Yeah, I think these players should definitely be able to, play out through the playoffs, and I think it should get moved in.
And that's precisely why that has to move, because you can't have coaches like Lane Kiffin leaving before their team's even finished. Like, finish out the season, then set your transfer portal. The answer is very clear. You just have to take the money out of it, push the games up, have less weeks of regular season football, and then get into the playoffs. Go from a 12 team to 16 team playoff. No buys. You give everybody, like Texas Tech deserved to have a home game. Ohio State deserved to have a home playoff game. You do Indiana? That, and India. Well, I mean, Indiana won, so I'm not worried about them. But all these other teams that lost, it's like, that sucks. You got nothing out of it.
That's the thing. Lanning even said that. He's like, the higher seeds should be getting a home game. Like, those atmospheres on campus for those playoff games are electric. And
that's what's big about college football. That's what makes that's what separates college football from the NFL. Mm-hmm. One of the things is the campus.
Yeah.
And you can't have those campus games over the holidays. So that's why, again, you get those done before kids leave to go home for the holidays. You have on campus home games it'll be raucous, it'll be crazy, it'll be awesome. And then you get into the semifinals and whatnot. Then those are played in the Orange Bowl, the Sugar Bowl,
and the only game that matters that it's on New Year's Day is the Rose Bowl. So let's just go ahead and make that the universal national championship game.
Yeah. I mean, I know that there's some alternations and like, alternating and whatnot. The Rose Bowl should be, in my opinion, either the national championship every year, the granddaddy of them all. That's where it should be every year. Or if it's not, then you still have the Rose Bowl, but it's just not as pomp and flair on the first. You know what I mean? Because I know that right now they're rotating, right? Like,
sure.
1 year it's the Orange Bowl, 1 year it's wherever, right?
No, all six rotate.
Yeah,
but it's never the final. The championship game is never a bowl game. It's just a national championship game.
The Rose Bowl.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you can't have a national championship in the Rose Bowl on January 1st while having the Rose Bowl game on the same field January 1st.
So the Rose Bowl game is the national championship game. Let's just call it that.
That's what I'm saying. Like that should be national championship. Like that's it. Like it's like college baseball. You go to Omaha. That's where it's played. Yep. That's where it is.
Yep. Such a great 3:30 kickoff. That's still 6:30 on the East Coast. So you're playing a little bit in the day, going into the dusk.
You just hear it's 2 p.m. Mountain Time,
which is 3 o'clock. Which is 3 o'clock or West Coast time, Pacific time.
It goes the other way.
So
2 o'clock Utah is 1 p.m. in
that's right.
So,
but why does it have to? Do they not have lights there?
That's what I'm saying. I'm wanting the 3:30 kickoff. That way, it starts during the daylight and then it goes into the night. So it starts at 6:30 on the East Coast and then goes into into the night.
Yeah.
We're all dreaming. We're all dreaming big things for the college playoff. So.
Hey, one thing I will.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I will make a request is never having to do a road trip during the Christmas holiday ever again.
Told you.
That sounds like a personal choice.
Told you.
Sounds like
Kyle.
a personal choice.
Kyle, it was the worst drive home of my life. The road conditions were great. It was fine. Like no incidents. We had one incident the whole road trip. Going out there just outside of Denver. My wife was driving, and all of a sudden, there's not a lot of cars on I-70, and we see probably a quarter mile, a half mile down the road, there's a car off to the side of the road, and this idiot walking out in the middle of the freaking freeway, trying to like stop us. And so the car ahead of us slows down almost to a complete stop because this guy's right in front of it. He is like trying to like wave people over to get help, which situation I've seen too many videos where it's like somebody's trying to like steal your car, kill you or whatever. So I'm like, go off the side of the road. I don't care. Go. Just don't stop. Go. If you have a lunatic running out in the middle of the freeway, don't stop. That was the only incident we had. But driving back, Kyle,
it was very un-Mormon of you.
I sorry, but I have some common knowledge, some street smarts that I ain't stopping.
Yeah, I agree.
But on the way back, colder temperatures on the way back. Driving out there was like 50, 60, not bad.
Yeah.
Driving back a little bit colder. We started to see a decrease in tire pressure, just gradually. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like we'll stop. Like we got to Denver all right, no issues. Started driving, stopped off at Buc-ee's just north of Denver, which was awesome. Never been to a Buc-ee's, go to a Buc-ee's. Hashtag ad, just plug it in.
Anyways,
tires still going low.
So yeah, the tires starting in a little low, like no biggie. We end up getting into like an hour out of Rock Springs, and tire pressure is like 30. And it's supposed to be at 36, and like every 5-10 minutes it goes down another point. We pull into Rock Springs to fill up with gas, and I'm like, oh, I'll just top it off, no biggie. Filling up with gas, I look down, not the tire that's going low, but the tire on the opposite side of the car. There's a freaking screw in it. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. Let's go to the tire place, see if they can just check both tires, see what's going on. Come to find out, we had a cracked rim or cracked wheel or whatever the heck you call it on the opposite side, plus the tire with the freaking screw in it. Walmart, only place open because it's Sunday. They can't do anything for us. They're like, well, what we can do is take the good tire, put it on the other rim, and then just when you get a new wheel, we can just put a new tire on. And I was like, I'm driving home today. So we ended up just filling it up with air and then kind of limping home. We had to stop. We made it all the way to Park City, where it was like back down into like the high 20s, pulled off, filled up with air, made it the rest of the way home. But no good deed goes unpunished, Kyle. No good deed.
Do you know how? First of all, John, do you know what I do for a living, right?
You deal with like big rigs and stuff like that, right? Like
No,
transportation.
I sell tires.
Oh, you sell tires. Well, there you go.
Yeah, that everything you just said right now makes my brain hurt so much.
Yeah.
So much. Like, you are that retail customer, like, no. No, yes, you should have absolutely done what they told you to and put the good tire on the good wheel. Why did you need a spare? You got a tire that's going low. Like, honestly,
know, but
legitimately speaking, hold on a minute.
Okay.
I am TIA certified, but no, like, legitimately, like, that's the worst thing you want is a tire to go low because that's what builds pressure, which causes a blowout. And if you got a cracked wheel, oh my God, that makes my brain hurt so bad, John. Like, yeah,
what were we gonna do? They didn't have anything for us.
But you should have done exactly what they should have. They said they were going to put the good tire on your spare wheel, so you had that tire on the vehicle, so it wouldn't be leaking. They could have fixed the flat. You wouldn't have had a spare, but at that point, you weren't changing tires anyway, right? So you would have had a good tire and wheel not leaking as you're going across I-70.
So it was 80, but
okay, 80.
But yeah, so 4 wheels, front 2 are good, back 2 bad, back left screwing it. So if I took the good tire from the back right off the bad wheel, put it on there, then what do I do with the other one? I have a donut.
Oh,
I have a donut. I could
hold on. I thought you were talking about taking that tire off of that wheel and putting it on a spare wheel. Okay, yeah.
Oh no,
donut.
yeah, they didn't have a wheel for me at all.
Yeah, well, no, they wouldn't have had a wheel. Yeah, no, they wouldn't have. Yeah, of course, Walmart wouldn't have had. But what you should have done, I mean, depending on what kind of vehicle what kind of vehicle you're driving?
A Durango.
A Durango, yeah, definitely would have probably you would have wanted to put that donut on, get that cracked wheel off the ground because that's just dangerous.
So, anyways, we made it all home safely.
That's
Next
good.
morning, no air pressure at all. Like, if you don't believe in prayer and in God, it's one of those things that, like, I knew what the situation was. Probably not as well as you would have, Danny, but like I knew that it was not good and that we needed a little help from the man upstairs to get home safely.
Yeah, I can agree with you, John. Jesus definitely took the wheel in your situation because that could have turned out way worse.
Yes.
Oh, that's
could have been horrible.
You know what? He took the wheel just so John could sit here and tell us about his stupidity in not getting a wheel in Denver or checking it even further, and to tell us the story on this podcast.
But here's the thing: I wouldn't have checked it in Denver. I wouldn't have checked it in Denver because I'm like, oh, cold weather conditions. Yeah, the tire pressure always fluctuates. All the tires were somewhat
slowly
low.
going down as we're driving, but let's not check it.
No, but here's the thing. I didn't see, there was no issue. There was no like light on the dashboard or anything like that. And then until we were like getting near like what, half an hour outside of Rock Springs, when all of a sudden the low tire pressure popped up, and I was like, oh,
maybe you should have
stayed
the night in Rock Springs and said, hey, we're going to get this tire fixed before we drive home.
We had just spent the night in Denver, Kyle. No, I was going to risk life or limb to get home because I wanted to be home. in my bed, and the Lord knew that and helped
Godspeed.
me get home.
Yeah. Jesus helped you there. I'm
But
glad. Good for
can I
you,
tell you
John.
how ridiculous it is to get a new matching wheel?
Oh no, I bet you it was $800, huh?
The dealerships want to charge me $1,100 for that.
You're better off, honestly, listen to me. You're better off getting a set of new custom wheels, dude.
I found a it's like I found a place in Texas that has one, and I spent $275 and they're shipping it to me, and it'll be here
Oh,
Saturday.
oh yeah, okay,
So
yeah.
and I know the wheel's fine, the tire's fine. So I've got the tire ready. They're just discount. It's under warranty. They're gonna slap it onto the new wheel when it arrives. But
So you're gonna have 4 different wheels or 3 wheels and then the one different?
No, he's got a used wheel. They probably took it. It's like at a pick and pull or something like
yeah,
that, where they've
Okay.
taken it off a wrecked rig and they just resell it. You
but
probably could have gone that. There's a good place in Salt Lake that's got that shit.
I checked. I checked their inventory. I called. Nothing that would fit.
Yeah.
I went on to KSL. I went on to Facebook Marketplace. I found some people that had wheels, at least advertised. One of them never responded. The other one, they were 10-inch, not 8-inch. I don't know. It's just I've learned a lot about wheels and bullshit the last few days that I'm like, okay, this is
Yeah, nobody cares about tires and wheels till they need them. Trust me.
yeah. And then I'm like, well, and it sucks because I go out of town on Sunday. And so I'm trying to get all this done before I go to town because my wife a few days later is leaving to join me in Florida. Her parents are going to be here and they need the car. So it's
Those things I like to
hashtag
say.
first world problems.
It's the only safety item on your vehicle that actually touches the road.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Besides my nuts.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh, there you go.
You must
Wow.
have a bald ball sack if they're dragging on the asphalt all the time.
Car is like Fred Flintstone's car. It's just there.
Escalated quickly. Wow.
Hey, you throw stuff out there, you know what happens.
Jeez Louise. Yeah. Good times.
Kyle, how was Christmas, buddy?
We've already talked about this. We're done with that. It was okay.
When did we talk about this?
We had fun. Well, we were talking about it off before we started recording, before you got here. So, no, it was all right. It was just the usual, go have our little Christmas here in the morning with Coop, and then go to my family's, do Christmas there, and then after dinner we stop at her parents, or actually her parents came over to our house on Christmas Day because they had to go to all of the other cousins' houses, to make their rounds to see what everybody was doing. So
Like 4 Christmases with Vince Vaughn.
not quite that dramatic, but something like that. Yeah. God, that movie Psycho, like that, it's just crazy stuff. And Vince Vaughn is like the quickest like talker in all his movies. Like he's just constantly talking, and sometimes it gets annoying, sometimes it doesn't, but yeah. Anyways, no, it was good. It was nothing big, nothing too crazy. So like I was telling Danny, I would rather take a trip like you did, like to go spend a week with family somewhere else instead of going to 4 different places on Christmas Day, right? Like that's but it'll never happen.
How close are the places together? Are you talking about like a Mormon block, like you guys are all within like a mile of each other, or are you
It's
going all around the valley?
It's a
few hour
30-minute drive to my parents' house. Then from my parents' house to her parents' house, it's like 10 minutes. And then from her parents back, it's like 30 minutes.
So you're in a Mormon block.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So
well,
but that is chaotic. That is chaotic. Like we were talking about pre-show. Like, yeah, that's just to go from place to place to place. It just makes it rough, and that's kind of where me as being a granddad. Now we're pushing our Christmas with all the kids and everything. All the visitation lines up. We're doing it this weekend, and great for the pocketbook because all those presents were on clearance. So they're gonna get a bunch of stuff that for really cheap.
The other thing is like we can't really go anywhere because, like I said, her parents are here, my parents are here. I have Savannah who's here, my daughter. She's so it's like we can't go anywhere, and it's not like my parents or her parents want to go anywhere for Christmas, and it's not like her parents really have anywhere to go because my brother-in-law and his family live 5 minutes from my in-laws. Another sister and her husband and their 2 kids live in Saratoga Springs. Another one lives in Vernal, and then another one lives in Colorado. That's the only real trip that you would take overnight with her family. So it's just, I don't know. It's really strange. Then my grandma from Pennsylvania is moving out here in May, so like there's nowhere to go. So I don't know. I don't know. So it was
fly
good though.
south.
Thanks for asking. It was good.
Fly south one of these winters. Just do it.
We got one of those for Coop. We got one of those. Well, technically it wasn't just for Coop, it's for me too. But we got one of those plug and play video games that has all the old school like Nintendo games.
Oh, yo.
I mean, we've been playing Super Mario 3. We've been playing Frogger from the Atari.
Frogger was my shit.
I've been playing Tecmo Super Bowl with Bo Jackson and the Raiders and just rolling on people like.
Tecmo Bowl when he got to run around, him and Peyton, right?
They what?
The original Tecmo Bowl, right? When he was just the dominant guy. When it was 8-man,
you couldn't stop him.
He's not in Tecmo Bowl. He's in Tecmo Super Bowl.
Oh,
he's in Tecmo Super Bowl. Tecmo Bowl, he's not in.
Oh,
but it's got RBI baseball. It's got double dribble. It's got.
Does it got Paperboy? Does it got Paperboy?
It does have Paperboy. I haven't played it yet, but it does have Paperboy.
So okay, here's a question, Nintendo people. Do you guys remember Bases Loaded?
Yes,
absolutely.
It's on this plug-in.
Does it have Bases Loaded 2?
I think so, yeah.
Which is the best baseball game on Nintendo.
It has like
I will fight you if you disagree.
I bet wasn't Dan Quisenberry one of the unique pitchers on Bases Loaded 2, or was that RBI?
No, I think he was one on Bases Loaded 2, yeah.
Yeah, just that stupid, submarine delivery.
Yeah.
The only game it doesn't have, and I got to find out the name of it. There was a Little League World Series game that they used to have on Nintendo.
Yep. Chinese. I used to pick Chinese Taipei all the time.
Yeah, and I can't remember the name of it, but I don't think it has it. I'm
looking it up right now.
Yeah, so I think it was like Little League World Series or something like that.
Yeah. Little League Baseball. Little League Baseball.
Here, yeah, Little League. You can buy it on eBay for $20.99. It was called Championship Series. I mean, it's Little League Baseball Championship Series.
Huh. I'll have to see if it has it, because that was one of my favorite. That and like Blades of Steel, the hockey game.
Yeah, because you could fight. Because you could fight. Yeah.
They have Mike Tyson. They have Mike Tyson Punch Out too. So that'll be. Yeah.
How about Contra? Did it have Contra?
Yeah,
dude, Contra.
It has like 16, maybe it's 20,000 regular NES games. Like there are games I didn't even know it had. But
how's the quality? Like wired remotes or
no,
like Bluetooth?
It's cordless. It's like a PlayStation type controller. So you kind of have to get used to the buttons being a little bit different. But like it costs us $50, right, to get all that. And
nice.
While the video quality is not necessarily great,
neither was it.
It wasn't back then in the first place.
I'm just saying it's good enough, and it's fantastic. Like it's been. Coop's actually playing Mario, and he's actually getting the gist of it. His focus is a little bit better, and so, it's been fun. So
it's amazing. Heck yeah.
That's cool.
That was one of my favorites. I'm glad we got that, because like getting a regular NES set and then having to buy all the games would cost.
And then you got to blow on the thing.
Yeah,
put the thing in to keep the cartridge down.
Yeah.
So I got one of those Lego Game Boys.
Okay.
Right. So it's the Game Boy and the Lego piece. You put it together. And I was like, I was actually talking to EJ this morning or after school today, and he came in here and he likes to fiddle with my crap. And so he picks it up and he just starts messing with it. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, so this is better than the Wii? And I was like, no. But I said, nostalgia, there's something that just you just can't describe. Nostalgia can win out. I said, the Game Boy was amazing. You know how many times on car rides and stuff like that, I was playing that thing. And then you'd take the game out and you'd blow in it, which nowadays as an adult, I'm like, what the heck was I doing? Why would I spit and blow crap into there? But it worked. And then you'd put it in there, and he's like, I do. I like when you put the game in, you could feel it kind of like click and stuff. And I was like, yes. And then you'd turn the power, you'd flip the little power switch, and that little plastic thing would come across to lock the game in. He's like, it had that? I was like, yeah. And I was like, it was just the greatest thing. He's like, well, the color, there's no color. And I was like, you didn't have it back then, but
Green.
you could take it with you in a car, on a train, on a horseback, whatever. And you could play video games. You weren't glued in front of a TV. It was amazing. It was the first of its kind. And I said, that's why the Game Boy will always reign supreme, because it was that Mario Baseball on the Game Boy. There was a basketball game. I can't remember what it was.
I remember Tetris and Donkey Kong. I thought was
Tetris
cool
was
as
on
hell, dude, when it first came out, man.
Like it's just yeah, Tetris. Like I remember playing that thing and like learning all the little puzzle things. To this day, I feel like I am a better father because of playing Tetris growing up. I can pack a car for a road trip
You bet. You bet.
better than I can do a lot of things in my life because of video games. Thank you, Tetris.
Facts.
Nice.
Absolutely.
But I'm still the typical dad. When I get something strapped down, like we have that little basket that sits on the back of our car, get
Right.
the ratcheting straps, and I go, bing. That's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
Like,
it'll ride. It'll ride.
you know, it's amazing. It's amazing. So
yeah, I strap down 7,000 pound tires, and I still do that stuff, dude. That good.
yeah, that's good.
Right.
Oh man.
Nice.
But I will say the best Christmas gift this year, Kyle, got my kids a little hockey mini set net with the little like kind of Nerf ball type things and the mini sticks, which I don't have any in here. I have to get them, but it was fun. We had all the cousins downstairs, my in-laws playing and fighting over like who got to be goalie and who got what sticks, and dude, it was fun. But it was some tears. We did have one of the cousins get smacked in the forehead with a stick. Just comes up with this big old goose egg on his forehead.
Wouldn't be hockey without it, right? You gotta have some casual busy. Gloves down, dude. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's what that's gonna progress into, John.
A long time ago. Oh, there it is. This Franklin Sports rod hockey. Did you ever play that? Where you had to use the rods to control the guys, and like you actually play with the puck? Yeah, that's what we used to play like all the time, man.
I remember going to Canada one Christmas with family, and we stayed at it was my dad's uncle's house or whatever, and they had one of these, but like the professional ones that you would see at an arcade, that you have like the plastic bubble over top of it, and like it looked like a freaking foosball table with this. You had the appropriate amount of guys on the ice and whatnot. I remember thinking when I grew up, I want one of those. Still don't have it to this day, but like it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome. But I've played on these. I've broken so many of those like little stick handle things because they're so chintzy.
Or you're over competitive.
No, you can't say that. That's not a thing. Not overly competitive.
That's true.
Yeah,
you're picking on like 8-year-olds.
Classic. Yeah.
I did teach my kids how to cross check.
Boy, little boy.
My 8-year-old daughter.
Yeah, there you
go. Throwing a shoulder was awesome. While we were out there though on New Year's Eve night, Okay, which real quick, maybe it fits into our podcast or not, but the Grizzlies, right? Here in Utah. So they play in the ECHL, right? It like minor leagues basically. We when we were out in Wichita, I wanted to go to a game because I was like, oh, there's a team here. And I looked, New Year's Eve night, Utah was set to play the Wichita Thunder.
That's who I watched the Grizzlies play. I got a puck from the Thunder. Anyway, go ahead.
So I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Like, it's not going to, like, the game will get over. We'll get home in time to celebrate, like, the new year. It'll be great. That's at, like, the beginning of the trip. Or as we were driving out, that was the plan. And then as we're driving out, I get the notification that the ECHL had gone on strike because they wanted better pay and all that kind of stuff for their players, which made sense. Like, if you read into it and whatnot. But I'm like, frick, these guys, so stubborn, so selfish. They don't want me to see a game out there. Well, luckily, all the other games were canceled, but that was their first game back from the strike or whatever. And so we got to watch the Grizzlies come back from a 3-1 deficit to force overtime and win it. And we had seats right next to the glass. And it was just Blythe and I. And my brother-in-law went with us. But Blythe would, like, put his fist up on the glass and he'd dab up all the players. And it was fun. He ended up getting 2 pucks and a broken stick from the Grizzlies. It was freaking awesome. So it was great.
Well, with that being said, before my camera goes out here, since it's probably getting hot and it tends to go out when we get to about this mark, we gonna end this season 5, episode 1, first episode of 2026 episode where we've talked a lot. We actually didn't have any rants tonight, which is kind of unique for this podcast lately. So Pin and Rose, I don't know this, but maybe next Tuesday we will, when Danny watches his Ducks get beat by Indiana again.
Dude,
we may not have a rant right now with me saying that, but we'll leave it alone. So
I gotta worry about these guys too.
In all fairness, though, whichever team wins, it's good because it'll be great to see one of these programs finally make it to the national championship and hopefully,
well, we've been there,
not choke.
Yeah, the Ducks have been there.
and
not choke.
Comment and not choke.
Yeah. No.
So if it's the Ducks, good for you. Like, it'll give the West Coast team some love. Finally, you bring that national championship west of the Mississippi. Be nice to see it over in these neck of the woods. But
I think either one, any of these. So 3 of the 4 teams, it'd be cool to see. Oregon, Indiana, or even Ole Miss. Like, Ole Miss has never ever been here before. Mm-hmm. So I think one of those 3 teams, if they win the national title, that'd be cool. Miami just throws money around now to bring in players. I mean, that's why Carson Beck transferred to Miami instead of staying at Georgia, because he got paid. So, yeah.
The Indiana story, dude, is just that's one of those things that we love about sports, dude. It's almost like you can't write it, right?
Yep.
Like it's been the most feudal program in college football history up to this point. I saw a meme the other day that had the old Nebraska coach Tom what's his nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, talking to Bobby Knight. Can you believe that Nebraska basketball is 14-0 and Indiana football is 14-0? Like, you never saw that. So the Indiana story is great. Like, it really is. I think it's something to stand by. But obviously, I don't want that
too. This was Lee Corso's last year on College Game Day.
I said that to Kobe last night.
IU head coach.
Yeah, I said that to Kobe last night. I was like, did you realize that, like, the first coach to take Indiana to a bowl victory was Lee Corso?
Yeah.
This literally was Lee Corso's. He had 1 episode, right? And I wanted him to come to the Indiana Oregon game, obviously on game day for selfish reasons. But hey, that's where Pat McAfee wrote Dookie. I heard that live when that first came out. So cool either way. I honestly feel like whoever wins this game is going to be the national champions. I think Miami's riding a high. Carson Beck just has a tendency to kind of choke. I like Ole Miss. I hope they beat them, and I think they're kind of riding a wave of momentum. And I just think the other two programs are a little bit more, with their feet on the ground.
And it is ironic too that Danny is the only one in our friends group for the playoffs to still have a team alive to win the national title. Everybody else is out.
No.
Texas Tech lost, Georgia lost, Ohio State lost. So
I also picked
my team won their last game.
The last game John watched.
Just throwing it out there. My team won.
I did pick in mine and Damien's bowl thing, so we went through all the bowl games and picked each bowl game. I actually picked Ole Miss to beat Georgia. So
nice.
So right now, and we both had Miami. So we've got the Final Four correct in our deal. So
hey, best of luck to Oregon. But how awesome would it be if? Okay, not that if Miami won, but if they did happen to make it to the championship game, have Indiana just beat the crap out of them, and just like Michael Irvin did last week, where he pulled off his belt in front of the fans and started snapping it. You have Lee Corso come out of nowhere, pull off his suspenders, and just start snapping them in front of him.
Or a Bobby Knight.
Or Bobby Knight.
I mean, he's dead, but his Corso's not quite dead. But that would be McAfee. McAfee, shirt off, belt to ass, dude. Oh, yeah. If dude, I'm telling you right now, dude, if Indiana wins the national title, McAfee's losing his mind.
Isn't he a West Virginia guy?
He is, but he played in Indiana.
He played it for the Colts. That's
right. His wife, I think, was a cheerleader at Indiana, if I'm mistaken. But
he grew up in Pittsburgh.
Okay, do you think Michael? I shouldn't even say this. Never mind. We're going to leave it alone.
You got it. Yeah, you got it. I think not as much as he did when he played there. That's all I'm going to go with.
There's a reason why the sand is white down there in Miami.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Everybody, make sure to like and subscribe to the No Sauce podcast. We appreciate you every week. We record on Tuesday nights. Comes out Wednesday. Damien is angry when it's not coming out, so we make sure it's out on time.
And we got to remind him that Texas is not the best team in Texas.
Yeah.
Right?
We got to close it down.
Make the playoffs. So Damien has no... Anyways, thanks for following. Thanks for listening, everybody, and have a great night.
Go, Doug.
Try not to screw that up, Kyle.